Hello and welcome to my world of crochet. My name is Dina and today I'm here to go through the amount of yarns that I used up in 2024. So how many skeins, balls, cakes, how much yarn did I use in the whole year 2024? And what I've done is I've basically collected all the labels from the yarns I've used, and I have them in this box. And yeah, I am just in a second going to turn this camera around so we can drop all of these labels on the table, and we will go through them one by one to see if I can remember what I made from them. And in the very end, we will have a summary of how many in total. So how many labels, the weight, and the length consumed or used. So yeah, I'm pretty curious. If you do like talking about yarn and like this sort of videos, do not forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the likes up as a support as well. And I thank you very much for doing so. So yeah, let's get going. That was definitely more labels than I had thought it would be. And I will quickly make a disclaimer. I cannot go through these chronologically because I didn't write down what exactly I did. So what I'll do is I'll just take them one by one and like keep them aside so we can kind of keep easier track as to what and what not. The first I have is a 2 yarn art flowers alpaca here. And of those, I made the alpaca inlines poncho, 2 cakes. So these are definitely 2 bigger skeins, and they are 20% alpaca and 80% acrylic, 250 gram cakes to 940 meters. So that's about 8.8 ounces to 1,027 yards. It took 2 of them to make the inlines poncho, and you have seen me wearing this poncho a few times also on live, maybe even on a yarn talk, etc. I made them last spring. I started on Christmas Day 2023, and I ended up finishing them up, or Christmas Eve even, I think. And I ended up finishing up sometime in, I think, March or April. So unfortunately a bit too late for the season, but I've definitely already been using it a few times this season already. So that was 2 of them. Then I have another flowers alpaca because I actually have 3 of them. And this I used to make the Aranel shawl, which I made this autumn. So back in November, December, I was working on this. So that was a 3 yarn art flowers alpaca that I used up. Then let's see what we else have. I have a candy, which is a Stanley yarn. It is also a cake from Stanley. It is a candy is 100% cotton cake. If I remember right, it is 280 grams to 900 meters of yarn, 100% soft cotton. And of this, I made a Varus shawl last summer, around June, July. Yeah. Lovely yarn to work with. Then I have here a carnival from Hobby, which is this absolutely gorgeous variegated yarn, but it's also roving style. It's a premium acrylic, 100% premium acrylic, 100 grams to 240 meters. So we're up here on one more, and I'm just trying to keep track of them as in individual labels, because it's gonna be easier to make a count up in the end when I have like all the labels sorted out as well. I used, let's see, I used Vibra Lena, and I remember, so the carnival here, I made dragon skull gloves, and I sold them actually on the marketplace, on the Facebook marketplace. The Lena I made a hat from, a crocheted beanie, 80% acrylic, 20% wool, 170 meters to 100 grams, so 3.5 ounce skeins was it. Yep, to about 190-ish yards, a bit less. Made a lovely beanie from it. And I do believe the same yarn specs we have for Julia, and I think I might actually have one more for Julia's. I should maybe have, or maybe I don't. Yeah, here it is. One more Julia. They are the same. They might be different colors. I do have one in blue, and I made one in gray. I also made beanies from these. Again, 80% acrylic, 20% wool, 100 grams, so 3.5 ounce skeins to 170 meters. So that was more of those. Let's see, what do we else have? Because I did really use a lot. Rose Garden Yarn Art was a beautiful cake. This is where I made the Ico shawl once more. So the Ico shawl I made in 2023 for a Christmas design motif, and I made it again this summer towards the autumn to make this autumn shawl. It looks like Christmas trees on the pattern, and this goes from brown to green. Absolutely gorgeous shawl. That said, I do need still to block it. I remember that. It is 250 grams, so 8.8 ounce cake to 1,000 meters, 1,093 yards. The Yarn Art Rose Garden is very similar to, if not the same as the Cotton Kings Sultan Deluxe from Hobby. Then what do we else have? I'm just trying to keep track because I do have a few of everything. I have, didn't I use more? I did. 1, 2, 3. I have the idea there should be ones more, but maybe there isn't. No. I have 3 velvet locks. Velvet locks is velvet yarn from Linda Hobby. Olive green, sage, and I think it's like pink or something like that, light pink. I made some different amigurumis with these. They are also 100 gram skeins, so 3.5 ounces to 120 meters, so 131 yards. So I have 3 of those I used. Then I had a Dahlia Halloween, which is 100% cotton from Hobby. It is the Halloween cake, was gorgeous. I made the ultimate sacrifice shawl in this. It is, as I said, 100% cotton, 200 grams, 800 meters, so 7 ounces to 874 yards. So one of those. I have here Drops Alpaca Mix. And with this, I made the Thoughts of Ireland shawl. I do have one more, which I opened of these skeins. It's a very fine weight yarn. It is 50 grams, so 1.8 ounces to 67 meters or 183 yards. 100% alpaca, gorgeous olive green. And as I said, I made the Thoughts of Ireland, which I still need to block actually as of this day. So it's one of these postponed blocking projects. Let's see, do we have more of these? No, we don't. Then I have 1, 2, 3 of the Naco Bonjour. These Naco Bonjour yarns are 100 grams to 110 meters. And I made headbands and I made a cowl in the anemone pattern, which is basically just a star stitch in the round. And they look pretty gorgeous. I gave some of them away for Christmas presents as well. So 3 skeins of those consumed or used. Then I used a soft cake from Linda Hobby to make the Dai Yearling T-shawl last spring. In the color, well, they say in the color crocodile. I would rather say it's in the color ruby because it was a red. The Linda Hobby soft cake is 50% cotton, 50% acrylic, 1,000 meters, so 1,093 yards, 250 grams or 8.8 ounces. Absolutely gorgeous and wonderful yarn to work with, I have to say. Then I have some value cotton from this Alison and May. It's called medium cotton and it is 100 grams to 150 meters. I got this as a part and I have 5 of them. In fact, it should technically be 6, but the last one I didn't have a label from because I used up 6 of these to make summer shopper bags during last late summer, begin autumn. I made 2 bags of these from the summer shopper pattern and amount of yarn fitted extremely well just making 2 bags of this. I got the yarn, so it is able to get them in some value stores here, though I haven't seen it for a very long time. I got it from a Facebook marketplace, a deal, and I didn't know what to use it for, and I ended up making these 2 bags, which I think turned out really, really nice. And it would not be the last ones I've made either this year. Then I have one Milan. Milan is very gorgeous yarn from Seemann. It is a bit like the Hobbies Metallico yarns. 100 grams to 230 meters, 70% polyamide, 20% acrylic, and 10% wool. I had this in like a baby powder pink, and I made what's his name again? It's like a shell-shaped the Divine hat I made from it, the Divine hat. And I made it this autumn, I think in October I finished it up. And we are definitely getting closer to the end here. I'm just gonna rub them up a little bit easier to keep track, because now these are starting to look more and more similar. So these are definitely all the same. And this is what I meant by I used more yarns to make bags. So We Love Yarn, it's the recycled yarn from We Love Yarn, which I got from Hobby. Great deals, 100% recycled cotton. I got a stash of them here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And I know I have 2 open skeins, which is not completely used. So I haven't put them in yet, because obviously it's not finished, so it's not fair to put them in. But I have 10 of these, and I made 2 more of these lovely summer shower bags. One in a full red, and the other one in a sandy / beige color. The beige is more like off-white. Looked absolutely gorgeous. So there's 10 that went into that. And then I really need to try to keep track, because all these labels are, well, having their own little party, so to say. I have 188 Linda Hobby cotton. And actually they're a little bit similar, because this is also an 88 recycled cotton. The recycled cotton is this 50 grams, so 1.8 ounces to 75 meters or 82 yards. I forgot to mention that. And this is basically the same. It's just not recycled cotton. It's from Linda Hobby. It's in the colorway Aquamarine, which is like a light blue. And it is also 50 grams to 80 meters. I actually have 2 more that's like half broken off, so technically should be 2, I guess, but only the one, because only the one has been finished. Then we have, let's see, I am trying to keep track of these, because I'm surprised actually how much I have, or how many I have. But we are getting closer, because these are all the same, so I can put those together. Then I can put, oops, I dropped one, just a moment. And I can use this. So these goes together and these goes together. So I have Drops Baby Merino Mix, which is actually the yarn I used for this sweater, because this is the one I'm wearing. I started this in the summer 2023, but I first finished it up this spring. And in fact, I've been wearing it a bit, and I have the feeling I still need to add some extra on the front of the sweater here. So that is probably what I'm gonna be doing. I did buy new yarns to do so, but the yarns I used to finish up this one is these. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And of this, it is 100% baby merino wool. So 100% fine superwashed merino wool, 100% wool, yes. 50 grams to 175 meters, so 8.8 ounces to 191 yards. From Drops. Absolutely gorgeous yarn to work with, soft. I enjoyed it. Then we have the soft sensation yarns that I'm currently working with, or about to restart working with. Here I have 6 balls of it, which is 50 grams. So they're not very heavy, but they're about 200 meters, so they're quite long. I double thread them and hold the strands together to make the firefly sweater, which I started on last year, and I just finished blocking the front and back panel, and I'm about to start adding the sleeves. So there will be more of these in the 2025 edition of how much yarn I used. And that said, I am for that going to do monthly recaps as to my yarn consumption every month. And then we will make like one big recap towards the very end, I think, as to how much I used of each. We have the Drops Muscat, which is the yarn I used to just finish, which I just finished before, I think I finished on New Year's Day. 1st of January I finished it. I had opened it before then. I only missed 1.5 round, so no less. I had half a round to go, and then it would be finished. So I only missed the last half round, which was a row of picots, and I had already opened the skein, so I kind of count towards this. I have here 8 Muscat labels, Drops Muscat, which is 100% mercerized cotton. It is 50 grams, so 1.8 ounces to 100 meters or 109 yards, 8 of them. And that was basically the last bits. And what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna sit down and I'm gonna do a little bit of math, and we'll get to some final numbers as to how much yarn I used in 2024. So I totally forgot, actually a total of 5 labels, and I noticed that when I was doing my totaling of the amount of yarn that I used in 2024. And the first of them is the French Cotton 8.4. I only have 1 label, even though I used way more than 1 label yard-wise, and that was for the Jasmine T-shawl, but only one of the skeins actually finished, and therefore I only have 1 label to show for it, which does not accumulate for the amount of yarn that was actually used for the project, because that was definitely a bit more. It is 100% cotton. It is 50 grams, so 1.75 ounces to 160 meters, so about 174 yards. So there is a single label, and then of course I have 4 labels of this Stylecraft Special DK, which is 100% premium acrylic. They are 100 grams each, so 3.5 ounces each, so there's a 14 ounce labels here, so to say, for 295 meters of yarn, so that's about 322 yards. These yarns I'm using to make the Mosaic Blanket Fleur, and I have here 2 cream labels, 1 burgundy and 1 claret, but more labels will be coming and be added to the pile in 2025, obviously, because I am still working on this blanket. So up here we have the total yarn I used in 2024, and that was a total whooping 66 labels. So that is skeins, cakes, donuts, hanks could have been as well, of yarn. They weighed a total of 5,580 grams. That equals 196.83 ounces. They had a total length of 15,336 meters. And that equals about 16,772 yards. That, my friends, I think is quite some yarn. And I'm pretty astounded. And I have to say, let's not forget, I also had a full-time job. 9 months of the year. While still doing this, and of course had other things in life going on as well. I believe in 2025 I will definitely spend up more yarn, at least that is my feeling, because I'm currently still looking for a new job. And yeah, I don't know, what do you think? Will I actually end up using up more yarn in 2025, or will my life change in a way where that's not happening? I also have a new series which is about decreasing my yarn stash and using up yarn as well. So this kind of adds nicely into it. And of course, I decided to link to that video at the very end of this video. I thank you so much for watching this. I'm going to say take care and happy crafting. Until I see you again. Bye.